If you were the type of person who played all of Ghost of Tsushima with the Kurosawa filter on, then Trek to Yomi is for you. It's a black and white world of something like Yojimbo come to life in an interactive movie, and it looks amazing. And it sounds as good as it looks. The crackle and pop sound from old movies, overlaid by a dramatic soundtrack, and of course the sound of the clash of swords from backlit silhouettes. That basically defines Trek to Yomi. The use of sound is key to make this genre work, and it seems like this game gets that right. The voice actors also deliver a pretty solid performance, with all dialogue being in Japanese with English subtitles. If the gameplay lived up to the visuals, then this would be an instant classic. So Trek to Yomi was developed by Flying Wild Hog, and it was published by Devolver Digital. It released on Windows, PlayStation, and Xbox. So the game has you playing as a samurai named Hiroki. It begins with you as a child witnessing your home being destroyed by bandits. And so you take up your father's sword and wield it with skill. Though at first you're much weaker than the bandits you face. So the gameplay mainly focuses on combat, and it's simple, but it offers a big challenge. You will find yourself dying a lot. The basis of the gameplay involves you going through an area with a limited amount of health, taking down a few enemies before getting to the checkpoint, which heals you and saves the game. Sometimes these checkpoints are short, while other times they're longer. There was times where I was getting a bit annoyed just because of how much longer some of these sections were, and I was just dying over and over again. And what ends up happening is they give you more enemies to fight, but the same amount of health. So you'll die over and over again, fighting the same enemies again and again until you get it right. It could get tedious. And I'm pretty used to a lot of difficult games. I've played all the Soul games. I played a lot of Elden Ring where you do die a lot. And I will say, in this game, you don't die cheaply. It's always fair. Usually you die because you're off a little bit with the timing. And timing is everything in this game, and the key to survival. But what I could see is most people being attracted to this game by the beautiful world and visuals, but ultimately just giving up on some of these more difficult sections. So I played this on the PlayStation 5, and the basic attack is box, while the stronger attack is triangle. You also have a dodge button, and you're also able to block and parry with the shoulder buttons. You could also swiftly turn right or left with the tap of X. You also get some ranged weapons like the bow and the shuriken, which really come in handy. Most of the low-level enemies can be killed with a single cut or stab, while others must be parried or blocked, and it really comes down to patience and timing. And the key sometimes is just to wait for the enemy to finish attacking before you follow up and attack them. New combos and moves are unlocked as you progress through the storyline, including the ability to instantly finish a staggering opponent. But it never gets old just killing enemies one after the other. It's always a good time. This game is fun, but its combat really does pale in comparison to Sifu and Ghost of Tsushima. You also can't ignore the fact that the actual gameplay comes second to the atmosphere. And this is a beautiful game. It looks like the best moments in a Kurosawa classic. It's black and white, beautifully scored, and they just evoke the golden age of samurai movies that I love so much. You'll see some pretty clever camera angles that shift and change as you progress. I really love the moments where there's like lightning in the background and all this destruction, and you're just fighting to the death in the samurai duel. It doesn't get better than that. You'll find secrets, upgrades, and collectibles, but you have to look for them, take different routes to get them, and they definitely are worth it just because this is a challenging game, and it'll help you a lot. And finding some of these paths is pretty easy. It doesn't take much time to look for them. You can find upgrades to health and stamina, or just the number of projectiles that you have. Definitely something you need. Projectiles are really useful at just stunning enemies and then attacking them. Overall, this game is a love letter to the classic samurai genre and to Kurosawa. And for me, at least that's enough to win me over. What the game ends up doing the best is it makes the most of its film influences, taking the dramatic lighting and duels of Kurosawa films and just blending them in a more cinematic, violent direction, such as Kenji Misumi and Takashi Miike films. The game isn't long, it's only a few hours, and it only costs $20, so it's not going to take up all your time or break the bank. If you like classic samurai films at Kurosawa and you've already played Ghost of Tsushima and you want something else, then I'd say give it a shot. Just view it as an interactive Kurosawa flick and you'll enjoy it. For anyone else, you probably won't enjoy this. Maybe try Ghost of Tsushima, see if you like that, or Sifu. Anyway, thanks for watching.